reports say former President Bill Clinton is going to be identified as one of several John Does named in previously redacted documents related to convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein.
He was indeed on that list. Who we're talking about? None other than good old Billy Boy, Bill Clinton. You've seen him yourself in multiple places, looking at them a certain way. He's not as blatant as Joe, we get that. But Bill has always been a little suspect. Some days ago, we told you we'd stay on top of the name list for the Epstein case, and we surely are. And since the news has felt the necessity to bring up a certain name as possibly one of the John Does, specifically John Doe 36, we figured we'd give our little 2 cents as to what it could possibly mean if his name really is John Doe 36, and he was indeed on that list. Who we're talking about? None other than good old Billy Boy, Bill Clinton.
New reports say former President Bill Clinton is going to be identified as one of several John Does named in previously redacted documents related to convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein.
Now, for a long time, we've covered this man. We've seen him everywhere. Everything from the whole airport debacle in Arkansas to the desktop of Monica Lewinsky. All of it we've seen. But, what if his name being on this list is 100% provable and true, since they haven't dropped it yet? What does it really mean for what we have believed for so long about American government? He was a big name, 2-term president, passed NAFTA. He had a whole lot under his belt as president. But there was one other thing under his belt that everyone seemed to want to brush past, and that was his affinity, just like the current one, for young girls. Now, it is not unheard of and it is not passe. You've seen him yourself in multiple places, looking at them a certain way. He's not as blatant as Joe, we get that. But Bill has always been a little suspect. So let's take a look at what it might mean for his name being on a named list of those who have been on that island that is so famously known as Epstein Island. Now, being a former president, you have to expect one of two things. There will be some pushback as to whether or not it should be released, one. Or two, you'll see the media saying, just because his name is on these files does not mean. This is what they'll do, of course. But what if it really is there? What does that mean for other presidents? Because they have said there are some really big names on there that will surprise many people, and a few of them are indeed former presidents. I'm sure one of them, of course, they were talking about was Bill. But who could be the others? And what will we do if we do find out there are more than a few, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them on that list? Would it explain certain laws being passed? Would it explain why America is the way it is? Would it explain anything to us? And would it wake us up? It may never wake us up. There may be a few of us that come to the light and think, man, this place is corrupt, we're crazy. But what about the others who decide to remain asleep and still buy into the stories that this isn't true, it was all fake? Will it wake them up? What if a court case with actual provable documentation says to you, if you've believed for a long time that this person was clean, if it told you that this particular individual that you've trusted for so long is part of a situation that caused harm to the very innocence of a child, what would you do? I'm not going to assume that I would know, which is why it's a question. But this leaves us in a lurch. And I'm not saying us as to those who are awake. I'm talking about those who are yet not seeing what's going on. It leaves you in a pickle, doesn't it? Because on the one hand, you're weighing the goodness that you thought they did against something so nefarious that it kind of can't be outweighed by any good you could do. So the question stands for you out there. If Bill Clinton is on this list, what will it do for you? Secondly, what will it mean for the Clinton Foundation? Their legacy goes even more left. We are talking places like Haiti. We're talking again of the Mina airport situation. You talk about Benghazi. Any direction that the Clintons have gone into will be up for investigation. We would think, you know how they cover for each other. So I can't say for sure that's what would happen. You can hope that that would happen, but you don't know. But would it bring to the surface the need for us to investigate that certain network of people? The amount of bodies that have lied at the feet of the foundation, do you think they would get investigated finally? This is more than just a Joffrey case against Maxwell. This is more than just a few names being released of people who've gone to a certain island for perverse fun. This could open an entire can of worms that I don't think many people are ready for. Because just because it's one name, that one name has probably talked to, dealt with, and worked with billions of names. And I'm not just talking about America. It will be interesting to see what happens, and when the list, and if the list does indeed drop and his name and many others are on there, I think you will see the true backbone of the American people, or you will see the true spinelessness of it. I'm really, really hoping that this will show our resolve to be rid of this type of evil. But then again, only time will tell.